r/askreddit, former alcoholics of Reddit. What made you decide to quit? Big step, wish my mom did that. She gets way too emotional, and even if she loves me, once told me what a shit child I am and other stuff, she didn't remember the day after. Honestly, I'm happy me and my partner aren't very fond of drinking, swore to MYSWLF to never be drunk in front of my own kids one day. Nudge from the judge. High functioning part stared to get out of hand, and it started to affect budget too much. My friend, he switched my wine for soda, and I've since discovered that soda tastes better than wine. But still, my friend's encouragement and unlimited support are the most things to make me decided to quit alcohol. LMAO, I have always loved soda, but hated the taste of alcohol. I want to have a drink occasionally with some friends, but everything tastes so bad compared to a Coke that I always just end up feeling like I wasted money. And don't get me started on mixing Coke and anything, it absolutely ruins the drink. Liar. Hurting myself? Yeah, doesn't matter. Hurting my people who I love? Gee, gotta fix this. 2.5 YRS sober. One drink is too many. 1,000 is not enough. Never again. Pretty much ran out of options, and the gimmick had run its course. I was due for a change, and the sober me was more over. 26 plus years now. Once I realized that I was having convulsions because of alcohol withdrawal, I knew it was time to quit. I was afraid of hurting someone. Tired of waking up with the shame of not knowing what I did or said the night before. Was that someone yourself? When I would drink, I'd get careless and fall on the ground getting big bruises. The toll it took on me is hard to describe. I drank to sleep and forget, but it only exacerbated my PTSD, paranoia, etc. I was tired of feeling like garbage the day after heavy drinking, and one day I decided enough. That was over 15 months ago, and I have no desire to drink again. I hope that I never get the urge again. There is no such thing as a former alcoholic, only a former user. Addiction is a lifetime thing. Ironically, I stopped drinking while working in a nightclub as a bouncer for a stint. I would work my shift, then settle in and spend most of my paycheck drink with co-workers. What got me thinking and eventually led me to stop was seeing bar patrons' behavior change throughout the evening. People came in looking good, dressed nice, smiling, etc. By the end of the evening they'd be drunk, looking rough, crying, fighting, etc., and it really turned me off alcohol. Deleted. Ketamine, lost all urge to drink immediately. Did you take ket when you were drunk? More info. How long has that lasted for you? After a while, it did nothing for me. In fact, it made me even more miserable. I started drinking alone. I planned my life around when I could drink and how much. My partner had a medical emergency and I was too drunk to take her to the doctor. I realized that at some point alcohol had become the most important thing to me, and that was fucked up. I'm 1 year and 5 months sober now, and I have literally never been so comfortable, stable, and happy in my life. I got fat. I think my wake-up call was the first time I stuck my finger down my throat to make myself vomit so that I would feel better, just so that I could drink more. It was scary. But on a positive note, I am over 550 days alcohol-free. I wouldn't have been able to do it without strong support groups, some of which are on Reddit. Dad died and left us a few dollars. We moved to be closer to our children and grandchildren. I didn't want them to see me in the shape I was in, it was bad. So I quit, and went through the most pain in my life through withdrawal symptoms. But my grandchildren have never seen me drinking or drunk. 6 years sober. Please, if you have a severe alcohol problem, don't try to stop cold turkey, it can kill you. Taper with medical help. I lost everything. One morning, after it took all I had not to throw myself into a freezing river, I decided to give NA a shot. 12 years later, I'm happier than I've ever been. The hangovers got worse and lasted for days sometimes. At that point, it wasn't hard for me to make the right choice. I don't know. I just quit. Seriously. I was getting fat. I got tired of spending half the day hungover in bed. It's much nicer to wake up at 8 o'clock, have water and go for a run. My life was unmanageable. I could tell my drinking was slowly increasing despite efforts to cut back. Was hungover too much, getting involved with women I wouldn't want a future with, and felt like it was holding me back. I checked out a couple AA meetings and heard from people like some of the stories in this thread. I was nowhere near as bad, but I could see the direction things were moving, and decided, I don't think I have to finish this book. I know how it ends. Let's put this one down. Daughter asked me to. I pushed my mini cart full of hard booze, link up to the checkout counter. The cashier said, jokingly, "Whoa, someone's having a big party this weekend." I said, "You betcha." But in reality, there was no party. It was all for me. Sitting alone on New Year's Eve with no one to talk to, no one to call, no money on my account. I realized that no one was going to save me but myself. It sounds cliche, but a part of me wanted someone to help me, and I had ruined all relationships in my life, and it was all because I wanted to drink a poison. I will add, there is no such thing as a former alcoholic. The alcoholic mind will always be telling you that you can drink even if you aren't active anymore. Shame/learning to love myself. Kind of a double-edged sword of knowing I was being shitty and believing that I could change and grow. I started liking Republican woman. Just so you all know, most addicts don't actually quit. They just transfer their habit to something else. They don't actually deal with the root issue. Just so you know, you're not helping. I chose to stop punishing myself for my childhood. Forgiveness is not for those who did the damage, it's for you so you can start living the life you are supposed to. When I was wetting the bed daily and constantly shitting blood, that was my wake-up call, and it still took months to completely get sober. If you don't mind me asking, how much were you drinking? I have gone through long periods of drinking a fifth of vodka every single day and not experienced that. My daughter. She made me realize that it turned me into a person I never wanted to be.